Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So I've had enough of you ask over the past couple of months, what's the difference between Geforce Now's free tier and the Founders tier, that I wanted to go ahead and make a video for you and put out. Maybe this will help clarify kind of exactly what the differences are between the two different tiers of Geforce Now that currently exist when making this video. There's pretty much three main differences between the two. So let's go ahead, jump right in, and let's take a look at and talk about the three main differences between the free tier and paid Founders tier of Geforce Now. All right, so here are the normal subscriptions you can get. The free Founders a month, $4.99, and the Founders $24.95. Currently, with the popularity and the sellout, the free and the 6-month Founders are the only tiers available. So if you're interested, you might want to check on the website for your area and see if you can still get a Founders. I'm sure things will go back to normal soon enough. Now, the three main differences we'll be talking about are what's listed for the founding memberships. You get RTX with Founders, you get priority access, so no queue or waiting to get into your game most of the time. Extended session length for about 6 hours for Founders versus 1 hour for free. And I want to just be able to go through this video and demonstrate these three differences real world so you can see the experience in Geforce Now. So first things first, just the app. So the app is identical whether you're on paid or free. You can see I'm on my paid Founders up there in the right hand corner. And it's going to be the same as we switch over to the free tier. You can see free up there for Game Tech Planet. And I've been testing this since a couple of weeks before Cyberpunk came out, so I got to have a good idea of what to expect with the free versus my normal Founders I would run on. When it comes to settings, everything is accessible and the same. I have my same Steam library linked up here, and you get the same settings available to you here. 1080p 60, 720p competitive, balanced, all that kind of stuff. Bitrate, all of it's identical whether you're on free or whether you're on paid. Now, getting over to launching the game, this is where you run into your first barrier of what the difference is from free to paid. You can see there it's looking for available rig. That's our queue time. That's our wait time to get in. Now, for me personally, I've been very fortunate in my entire time of testing the free tier. I've never had to wait more than maybe a minute or two. It hasn't been long for me. I know many people have had to wait much longer than that in other areas, but even when Cyberpunk came out, I didn't have to wait very long, and the countdown for the people in the queue never had to go down to 0 for me. As you'll see here, I always get in very quickly. I know that's not indicative to what everybody experiences, but for me, it is almost every time, so that's all I can show you here, is there is a queue. You do have to wait, but that wait is going to be different for you. See, it went right in there. I didn't have to wait all that long for it to launch on the free tier, but that's just common for me here, and it may not be for you. But you do have that queue time that is part of the free. Now, going over to the settings, I wanted to use Cyberpunk because it does have RTX and DLSS. We are on Ultra for both free and paid. We are on the same rig, and I'll show you that here in a little bit. And here we have Ray Tracing on Ultra, DLSS on Performance. This is not recommended settings on how to play this game. I would not recommend playing Cyberpunk this way on Geforce Now. This is just for this particular video. All right, jumping over to the free, the same thing here. We've got our foam grain and motion blur and all that off for the recording, but it's the same Ultra, same on both sides here. And what I want to show you is at the bottom here, you won't be able to turn RTX on. That is a feature you can't turn on. Even though we're on the same identical rig, you can't turn on RTX, but you do have access to the DLSS technology, luckily, which allows me to run this game ultra at higher than 30 FPS. So we'll use that here. And that's, like I said, not recommended settings, just for what I'm using for this video. And like I said, you can see here we are on identical rigs, the 2080D. Everything's the same here for the free and the paid. So it's just the RTX feature has been turned off. And here you can see paid and free next to each other, Ultra DLSS on free, and then you can see that ray tracing happening with that blue lighting there on the paid side. And same thing here as we walk down the street. Now, I don't recommend Performance, as I said, that I'm using on paid. With the Ultra, I would tweak some settings down and use balance, just like I have on free. This isn't a recommended settings video or a direct comparison or RTX deep dive or anything. This is just strictly to demonstrate the free versus paid. You can see RTX really at work as we come up on that wet crosswalk here as well. Running balanced will increase that resolution. It'll look much nicer, but the RTX is done very well in this game. It does still hit performance pretty tough, but the RTX implementation in this game is really good. So switching back over to free here. Both ways look fantastic. I mostly play Cyberpunk with DLSS on balanced, ultra settings, and no RTX typically is how I will go. And then here you can see, look at that RTX in effect, big time on the paid side. You can see that red lighting in the windows up there that doesn't show up on the other side, and many other things happening in all these scenes. But it's not really a deep dive into that. Let's move on to Immortals Phoenix Rising, which doesn't have DLSS or RTX, and I just wanted to bring up an interesting thing here. So on another completely different game, free versus paid, we're actually on a slightly better situation with the free. We do get a better frame rate with this benchmark. Now I could run this more than once and get different things happen with this with the frame rate, but we are on the 2080D on free and the 2080C on the paid this particular time, and we're running this on ultra, everything on the graphics, no motion blur for both of these, everything set to the same. And you'll see we just happen to get better performance on free this time, which is really interesting. And it was that way for me most of the day of testing Immortals here, until I did eventually get going better on the paid, logging into a different rig. But yeah, this is pretty much what we wound up with here. So you can even wind up with a better situation on free. However, let's jump over to the next issue, the session length. So as you're playing and you're approaching an hour, about 50 minutes, you'll see the Geforce Now logo show up there, and then a 10-minute timer letting you know that your 1 hour is almost up. So you can get ready, go save, finish something, whatever you can try to do, because you're going to have to re-log in and continue playing. So here we go, we'll count down from 10. Those of you familiar with this already know, but those of you who haven't seen this, this is how this works. It'll count down to 0. It's going to freeze up the game and then just take you back to the app. It'll bring up a little thing here saying you could upgrade, or you could click not now, and then you'll be able to just go back to your app, and then you can re-log in and hopefully not wait very long and get playing again. It's annoying, but that's just how it works. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. Geforce Now, paid tier versus the free tier. Like I said, pretty much just 3 differences. Our wait time or our queue to get into game, our ray tracing that you can't turn on even if you're on the 2000 series rig, and then the hour-long session length. And I showed you there where that timer kicks in and then it boots you off the game, and then you got to go back in to play another hour. Not saying they don't need to change these things, because of course they do. I would like to see going into the future them make changes as the service matures, as cloud gaming is gaining more popularity. I want to see them change the session length on the free tier to more like the 3 hour, and on the paid tier either be unlimited, or let's up it to a number that less people will care about. I'm personally fine with 6 hours. I'm too old to go longer than that without needing a break or logging in anyway. I have family and videos and work, but for some people, I remember, you know, playing 6, 8, 10, 12 hours straight, and that 6 hours being less than they want. So let's see that number go up to 10 or 12 hours or something if they can't necessarily do unlimited. But other than that, that's it. There's your differences between the free Geforce Now and the paid Geforce Now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it helped you out. If you haven't already, think about subscribing to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Ring that notification bell so you know when I put out new videos, and leave me your comments down below. Thanks a lot for coming and check it out, and I'll see you guys in the next one.